Thank you, Della.
Austin, you still have slides up, by the way.
What was that?
Never mind, all good.
Okay. So hello, everybody who are joining the call. It's 5 p.m. at 5:02, and I'm super excited to be a host today. And this video is recording, so you can share it with the people who aren't here afterwards. And this presentation is called "What Makes Great Teams," and the presenters are Jonathan and Trent Scott. Trent come from play Special Olympic with the Huskies. That's correct, Trent?
Yeah, I played with the Huskies for part of my, after high school. It was mostly my freshman year of college, and then a little bit during my sophomore year when things got tough. For those of you wondering, no, I decided not to pursue a four-year degree. I just have an associate's, which I'm proud of. I'm still learning to accept myself throughout my 20s, because being in my 20s can be complicated at times.
Yeah, it can be. Okay. So hello again to everyone. Trent and Jonathan have a good show for us today, and this is recording. And so my name is Austin Landon, and I'm an athlete leader, and I host these events. And that my other staff pal is Della. She's going to be helping me with if I need help, extra help and support. And all right, we'll get the show rolling. Okay, over to Trent and Jonathan.
Thank you, Austin. So should I just go to share my screen, Jonathan, or?
Yeah, that'd be great. Austin, give us a code.
Okay, yeah, let me just go to Google Drive first.
No worries. Austin, you mind giving Trent and I co-hosts? That would be a reasonable request. Thanks. 1 second. Okay. Hey, Sean. Good
I got it, Austin.
Thanks, Della. I didn't know how you do that first, so.
Okay. Trent.
Okay. Yeah. Hang on, let me try to share my screen here. Okay, finally, there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to do it slideshow.
Boom.
Okay, so showing the, there we go, that's better. So Jonathan and I created this presentation showing the way by both of us. What makes teams great is the main topic for today. Positive team experiences. This can be in any setting, such as a team, volunteer, or work, moving, mascots, as you can see here. Best team experience. So I want everyone to think back to the best team that you've been a part of. You have many to pick from, choose 1 to 2. It could be any team. For example, a Special Olympics team, a unified team, Athlete Leadership Council, or another team. Also, I want you guys to look at the questions we have here. What made that team so great? Why was it such an effective team? So you guys have any teams that you were originally or currently a part of? Just feel free to speak up or put it in the chat below. So who would like to speak first?
To kick that off, I think if you want to speak, raise your hand, and we'll call on me and Della, or I'll call on someone to speak, like Timothy Bridge did. Thank you, Timothy.
Yes, the team that I think is so great, and that are the ALC, the ALC council. It makes sure that everybody knows what is going on because of what Special Olympics is up to. Even though we can't be there physically, we are here virtually.
Anyone else have any past or current teams?
Mike Walker here. I just came on. So some of my more effective teams have been in King County, but a few years ago I was part of Bellingham, and unfortunately, I don't know about their council because I didn't partake in their council, but their teams have been struggling with coaches quite a bit. One of their coaches who was there a few years ago, I think, did a much better job of actually explaining the guidelines. But then, like one of their more recent coaches, Josh, just didn't seem to get through his mind that since he was a volunteer, he actually had no authority over athletes except for during actual sports. So it was just it was an unfortunate experience, and I had to actually I retired since I live on Whidbey Island from that area. I moved closer to Whidbey Island, but then COVID hit. So yeah, so I think to make a great effective team, you have to actually have good communication amongst volunteers, coaches, and athletes, and that people need to understand that we are all volunteers, and also a lot of coaches need to understand that if athletes actually know rules of sports better than they do, they need to actually take the advice of the athlete.
Good communication is definitely important when it comes to being on a team, and there will be more explained in the upcoming slides about good communication skills. We have someone named Sean who was raised his hand. Sean, feel free to speak.
Okay, so first of all, I want to apologize for interrupting for someone because I'm usually on the computer at home, but this time I'm on my phone, and so I was having a hard time to get into the raise your hand thing. But I have to agree what the last comment was, that good communications for players and volunteers, but understanding each other. So like if you've been with a player, someone you know for a long time, it's on your teammate, understanding each other.
Understanding each other, that's very good. It's always important to understand each other when you are on a team. For example, sometimes, I work at Metropolitan Market in Magnolia. I'm a prepared foods associate, and sometimes it's difficult to understand other coworkers. But yeah, understanding is a key to being on a team, Sean. Thank you so much for sharing that.
And also being positive, cheering for others like they are cheering for you when you do sports. So cheering for other teams.
Good to know. Your name is pronounced Chans. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, hopefully got it right.
Be more respectful to the teammates and support your teammates.
Supporting, that is a huge key. I applaud you for that. Give them applause, or give them so let's anyone else have anything to say about a positive team, like current team?
Della has her hand raised.
I'm sorry, what? Who said that?
Me?
Yes, Austin. Sorry about that.
Della has her hand raised.
Oh, I was just clapping, but it does look like Andrew has his hand raised.
I didn't,
Andrew.
Andrew Yun. Andrew, feel free to speak. Andrew, you're, okay.
I can see I called to brother.
What? I'm sorry?
I called to brother.
What? What did you say?
Andrew, give it another shot, or if you want to put it in chat, feel free, whichever is easiest.
Oh, good.
Good team
Good.
play. Yeah. Love that. Really key.
Good team player. Yeah, that's right.
Anyone else have anything to say, or should we just move on to the next slide?
Just
Yes, Timothy, and then Devin, I will answer your question. So Timothy, feel free to speak.
yes, and also just be there to support one another when they are not doing well. But even if that is the case, cheer for everyone.
Yeah, and I'm also gonna chime in about being a good team player and everything like that.
Jeff, Devin was
Go ahead.
first into talking. Now,
Sorry.
Devin, feel free to go ahead.
Well, thank you. I would say I'm definitely be a team player and do your part, and also be respectful of others and their emotions on how they are communicating.
Communication, that's
Effectively.
excellent. That is very excellent, Devin. Anything else you want to say?
No, not really.
Okay,
That's
okay, so I know Jeff, you wanted to go next, so feel free to speak.
Yeah. So I was gonna piggyback on what Andrew and everybody else said about being a good team player on the field. You can also be. It's not just on the field. You can be a good team player off the field, like a team captain. Because if you're team captain of a team, will say, you have to set a good role model for everybody else as well. So
That's well put out. Team captain, yes. Like,
And do your very best, and they will do their very best.
gotcha. Amelie, is that how I pronounce your name? You have your hand raised.
Hi guys, how you guys doing? Long time
Good.
no see. Just want to let you guys know I miss playing for Washington State, which I used to play for you guys. Like, be confident in yourself and be nice to the coaches, be good with the athletes too, and respect everyone because we're all human. And so good, respectful as a team, I guess.
I hear a lot of respectfulness, good communication, being kind. I hear a lot of that from you guys. Sean, you have your hand raised. Feel free to speak.
Well, I like to add on what Devin said about supporting each other, helping each other also is a good thing too.
That is also, supporting. I forgot to mention that. A lot of people here are saying supporting, good communication, being kind and respectful to one another. That is really great. That is great to hear that from all of you guys. So let us move on to the next slide. Let me just go to slideshow. All teams have these GRPI, but some have them better than others. And what GRPI stands for are goals, roles, procedures, and interactions. Goals are the what. The what's our goal? What are we trying to accomplish here? When we're looking at our goals, we have to know how clear or unclear the goals are, and if there are multiple or competing goals, and finally, if the goals are fully committed. So should I just move on to the next slide? Think about one of your teams. What's one team that you're on right now, and what's the main goal? For example, it could be your team at work, Special Olympics team, a unified team, or a different team. Now for me, like I said before, I am a prepared foods associate at Metropolitan Market. And what our goal is to have all the food prepped up for customers to buy. That includes soups, meals, sandwiches, all sorts of fancy stuff for customers to buy. That is our main goal. Now, if some of you guys have a team that you're currently on, please feel free to share in the chat or come on mic. Just what is the main goal of the team you are currently on? Yes, Austin.
So I play softball, and my team goal is to have fun and enjoy the nice weather and get out on a field and exercise and continue being a leader for myself and to my fellow athletes, and showing my coach that I'm a leader, because I haven't seen him in a couple of years due to the virus, and I took a break from softball because of flag football, and I'm gonna show him that I'm ready to play softball, and I'm ready to play softball. Yes.
Yeah, I would definitely say that the virus can be a challenge for people, especially me, since I had it last month. I know it's a little off topic. Anyways, Sean, you're next, and then Chans, I will answer your question next. So Sean, feel free to speak.
Well, it's like Austin said, same sport with me, but my team is the Holy Angels. And it's like what Austin said, that goal is to get back into competitive form after 2 years of COVID.
Yeah, getting back, like working together as a team, because yes, COVID, it can sometimes lead to isolation from others, just being cautious of one another, especially with this new variant out. Again, I know it's off topic, so we probably shouldn't, talk about COVID too much, since this focuses on leadership. But anyways, Chans, you have a question. Feel free to speak.
My team is the Panthers, and I play golf.
Golf. What do you do in golf? I mean, I know the sport in general, but tell me a little bit about your team and the main goal.
My team is to do really good and then support my teammates.
Excellent. Well put out. Anyone else have any current team that they're on right now? And if so, what is the main goal? Timothy, you had your hand raised again?
Yes, before COVID hit, I was on the Seattle Park Sharks, and I did a variety of sports, basketball, softball, track and field, basketball, softball, track and field, and basketball, softball, bowling, and and also golf as well. So yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of sports, Timothy. Do you have anything else you want to add?
That I think those sports are after I'm done with my turn in those sports, then I cheer on the other athletes.
Well put out. Sam, you have something you would like to answer? Tell us about a team that you are currently on and what's the main goal?
Well, the sport I play is the swimming. Because swimming is takes a lot of practice because we need to listen to our coaches and volunteers to get your stroke get better because it help your arms and legs.
So basically kind of like working on like kind of like swimming skills, like all the strokes and everything. So that's kind of a goal. What you're saying, like listening to coaches and volunteers, just helping like improve kind of like the swimming styles and everything. Is that correct?
Yes, and sometimes they have they also have like the teacher to wear like the spring games because they are doing for swimming, that kind of for a reason.
Okay, Devin, you're next.
Cool, because from my work perspective, I work in a lab, and I work at it's a company called Universal Cells. It's a biotech stem cell research company that I work for, and I am part of the big operations standpoint of science, and we have to do a lot with goals, rules, procedures, and also interactions as well. To refer to the whole GRPI triangle. So I thought I would just throw that out there because we have to do a lot within operations, make our day-to-day stuff work at my job as well. So I just want to put that out there.
So what is your main goal in your job, Devin?
For my job, I'm the lab research assistant in the operations standpoint. So I help with everything out. I help with managing the kitchens and cleaning and stocking everything and help organize the lab supply. So I basically do that every single day to make sure that in the material management as well. So I help organize all of those materials to make sure that we are essential and getting their research and to analyze science and stem cells and stuff.
Excellent. That is a very cool job that you're in, Devin.
Yeah, so I just thought that I could work with the triangle stuff moving forward.
Well, that's very well put out, Devin. Anyone else have anything to say?
Mike here. So this is less about as an athlete, but at work, I am a paraeducator for Oak Harbor School District, and with that, we have a whole variety of different goals that require leadership and safety for our students, because education is a difficult field for most people to work in and stuff. So yeah, so we're talking about leadership, and even though we are talking about from the athlete perspective, work is important as well, because you have to be able to go into the world and face the chaos and the darkness of the world and be able to still drive through work and succeed at all the different variety of goals, whether you're a cashier or whether you're an educator or whether you're a nurse.
Interesting. It's very interesting. So should I just move on to the next slide, or does anyone else have anything to say? Nope. Okay, let me go back to the thing here. Okay, sorry about that. roles and responsibilities are the who. The who, what's your role and what tasks fall within that? Who does what and why? When looking at roles, who does what when roles overlap? Clarity on role boundaries and holding each other accountable. For an example, a team captain, president, manager, note taker, etc. So does anyone have anything to say? Devin, I can't hear you.
I
Devin.
didn't say anything.
No
Oh,
worries.
you didn't. Oh, okay.
Devin said, yeah, copy of the presentation for sure. We can totally get that to you. Double thumbs up.
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay, okay. So let me just go back here. Oh my goodness. Now on your team, what's your role on one of your teams? What can your team rely on you for? Who covers for who when it's needed? Why is it important to know this? And Jonathan, Austin, should we do this like in breakout rooms? Like maybe one group answer the first two questions and then maybe another group answer the second questions?
Yeah, let's do that.
That sounds good. Austin, are you teeing it up or you want me to?
Jonathan, you got this. You can do this.
Yeah, sounds good. And I'm just
Thank you.
dropping in the chat for everyone, just so it's super, super clear. The goals are the what, the roles are the who, and the process is the how we accomplish it.
All right.
I'm gonna get the breakout rooms organized, and Trenton, if you could drop those questions from the PowerPoint into chat.
Yes, absolutely.
That would be great. And those questions, once they're in the chat, it'll follow you to the breakout room, so you can still see the questions.
Okay, I'm just gonna paste this.
So we're gonna do, yeah, go for it.
So I would say like group one would answer what's your role on one of your teams, and what can your team rely on you for? And then group two can answer the second questions, like who covers for who when it's needed, and why is it important to know this?
Yes. And just for sake of time, since it's almost 5:30, try pick one representative for your group, because we'll have 4 groups, 3, 3, 3, 3. Pick one representative, please, for your group to report out. So be ready to share when we come back. I think Trenton, Austin, should we do 7 minutes? Does that sound okay?
That's 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes.
Yeah, maybe 5 is a little better since we have more to discuss and everything.
That sounds good. 5 minutes. All set. Breakout rooms are open, and you'll see a blue button that says click to join. And the questions are in the chat. Thanks, y'all. Trenton, nice work so far.
So, we weren't for mine and Mike's group, we only pretty much answered the first two questions, because since we only had a 5-minute period time, we couldn't answer all of them. But should we start off with like the first group, what they had to say, like the representative for the first group? Feel free to speak whenever.
I am guessing that's us, Jeff, since we answered the first question, right? Jeff?
Yeah, the first question that is here is what's
No,
your
I'm talking to Jeff. actually.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Are we the first group that answered that first question?
Yeah, we will.
Okay. So we talked about, well, the first question we said sharing new ideas, being role models in our communities, and being leaders. And we also said communication and patience with others. For the first question. That's what we discussed in our group.
Okay, well put out. And what can your team rely on you for?
We only answered the first question, not the second question.
Oh, okay. I guess, Mike, do you want to explain what you said to me on the role on one of your teams and what they rely on you for?
Oh, yeah. So when I play sports, and a number of you guys have played sports against me before, whether it's soccer or basketball, I am in a lot of ways, a defense captain, because I am very much into supplying different tactics, battle tactics, even though sports is technically not a battle. And I actually, a number of you have actually seen this on the field, but I tend to get double teamed and triple teamed, especially in soccer or basketball, because I am a bigger athlete. And even though there are a lot of wonderful smaller and shorter athletes out there, people tend to just look at my size and they tend to just be like, okay, guard the big guy. He's dangerous, guard the big guy. So anyways, yeah, so my role is very much a defense style captain, where I am in a lot of ways a distraction to the opponents, and then that helps my team get open to make the shots.
Excellent. Anyone else have anything to say? Sean, feel free to speak.
Well, I was trying to figure out what the second question was, but now that you mentioned about that, what can we rely on is, as I said this numerous times, supporting each other and helping each other.
I see, yeah, supporting each other, that is extremely important. Anything else anyone else wants to say, or should we move on to the next slide? Next slide, okay.
I had something to say.
Wait, who said that?
Emily?
That's Emma. Emily would.
Yes, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry about that. That be confident and comfortable in your own team mates as well, and everyone around you, I guess you could say. Be comfortable and confident in them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna let you guys know I am gonna go back to sleep since it's 2:30 in the morning over here.
So where exactly are you in?
Croatia. I'm in Split, Croatia.
Where is that located, if you don't mind me asking? I know it's off
Oh
top.
God, it's in Europe. I don't know. It's on the Adriatic Sea.
Interesting. Yeah, I've been wanting to go to Europe lately to visit a friend of mine. Again, off topic. Anyways, we should probably move on to the next slide.
So I'm gonna bed, guys. So I'm
Okay.
going back to bed.
Okay, well, you take care, Emily.
Yeah, it was lovely to see everyone. It's a shame that this wasn't much earlier. If it was earlier, I'd been up, but it's what it is. But have a good day, you guys. I'm off to sleep.
Okay, take care. Sweet dreams.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so let us go to, okay, first let me just, that's better. Okay, so let's move on to the next part. Processes and procedure are the how. The how does it get done to achieve our goal? When and by who? For example, strengths, opportunities to train, or how well they perform a task. When we're looking at procedures, we need to understand or accommodate various needs such as in-person versus virtual. And it's also, we need to take time to train or to practice. And for me, it took me a while to get used to doing food preparation at my work, learning how to make things. That is something I am familiar with. Anyways, wait a minute, there's no breakout room for this, okay. Interpersonal relationships. Interpersonal relationships are respect, trust, courtesy, keeping commitments or promises, apologizing, integrity, and more. And when we're looking at interpersonal relationships, how do we get to know each other or bond? How do we build trust? Looking at our strengths and weaknesses. For example, getting to know someone at school or work. So I'm guessing we're going to do another breakout room for this. Have you ever dealt with someone on your team who may not be the nicest person at times? And the second question is, how did you positively deal with this? Why is it important as a leader to be able to take it back to the positive? I don't think we need to do a breakout room for this, but if anyone has anything they want to say, just drop it in the chat or feel free to speak.
Yes. Even if they're not the nicest.
We lost you. You're on mute. Just a heads up. And a reminder for everyone for this, if we have examples, just to keep names confidential. Sally, Jims, Jane Doe's. You catch my drift. Yeah, Sean or Timothy. Sorry.
Yes. Even if that person has not been the nicest person, you should not let that affect you. You can be positive even when they're not saying nice things about so and so. Let's just keep it.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Sometimes my kitchen manager, she can be a little tough at times.
Yeah.
I tried my best not to let that affect me, and if it does, I just use other things to cope with my day.
Or the other option is if you can't cope with it yourself, go get like a kitchen manager and talk to them about it if need be.
Yep. And this is the kitchen manager that can sometimes be a little harsh. It's not just towards me, but it's towards other people too. Anyways, Sean, feel free to speak.
Well, the number one thing what you need to do is not let your actions do the speaking. If this has occurred to you numerous times, which has done for me, just simply walk away and cool off before you go back to cool off for a few times and before you get back to working or playing sport.
I would say, yeah, like if you're feeling like if someone is really on your nerves, just like maybe take a few steps back, relax, chill out for a little bit, and then you're feeling better, then come back. So let's see what the second question is. How do you wait a minute, has everyone answered the second question? How did you positively deal with this? Why is it important as a leader to be able to take it positive?
The second question to me is how do you positively deal with it if you are not liking the way they are speaking? Go and get somebody and talk to them about your feelings, your thoughts, emotions, whatever it may be. Just
That's very well put out, Timothy.
And Austin, did you have one?
Yeah, Trenton, I have one to add to that. I just have the conversation to the individual athlete, put him aside. And I told him from my heart, I told him how I felt, and we had a positive conclusion. So.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I'm referring to the question that, how do you positively deal with the certain individual at work?
Oh, with my kitchen
And
manager at work.
The work and, not the work, I'm sorry, but the certain athlete individual, I put him aside and we talked it out, and he told me this certain individual told me how he felt, and I told him how I felt. So we put a positive together and we had a positive conclusion.
so what you're saying is you talked about a solution and ways to solve it, right?
Yeah, that is correct, Timothy. Yep. And we put the puzzle pieces together, and we had a positive conclusion. So that's my response, and I'm on to the next one, Trenton.
Okay. Well, we only have about 12 more minutes. Wait a minute. Jonathan, I think it's your turn to speak now. We have about 2 more slides left. So.
Jonathan.
Cool. Thanks, Trenton. Awesome work, by the way. I had one more question before we get to the game Survivor. Why is it important for you as a leader to bring things back to the positive?
Bring things back to the positive. Well, the phrase that comes to my mind is positivity. I think is very positive, and I don't think that there is a place in this world for negativity, but there are those people out there that are negative. But I'm not saying myself, but I'm saying that there are people out there that are.
Sure.
Yeah, and sorry to interrupt, but piggybacking on what Timothy is saying, about the negativity, there is people without ID, and this goes back to people with ID and everything like that. I mean, people without ID will look at people with ID the wrong way. So I think that will be, saying, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, whatever. They're just putting a label on you. That to me is negativity. That cannot happen. I mean, people with disabilities, we are trying to basically show people out there in the community that people with ID can do anything like anybody else can do.
Yeah,
mean, People
that's
like
right.
that, I mean, that's to me, I mean, and plus the way I deal with it, I just say, I'm just like you guys. I mean, I'm just like you guys over there. I mean, so.
Right. And as leaders, something that's really important for you to do is role model, right? And so if you're a role model and you see something and you let it ruffle your feathers, then other people think I can let it ruffle my feathers too. So that's why staying cool, calm, and collected is important, because as a role model, you have followers, you have teammates, people that you lead. So you're setting an example.
So if you see something like from another team or someone on your team, if you see something, say something. Don't let it ruffle your feathers. But if you see something, say something.
Yes. And I want to connect all the dots here. We talked about goals, roles, processes, and interpersonal relationships, GRIPPY. You could also remember it really easily by thinking of it like this. Let me get a grip on my team. How do I get a grip on it? GRIPPY, G-R-P-I. Trenton, do you mind pulling up the slides since you already had it going? And I think you're on mute, just a heads up.
Yeah, sorry about that. Anyways,
so here's what
I'll
we
put the
do.
slides up.
Okay, so we're gonna play a game. Raise your hand if you have seen Survivor or you know the show Survivor.
Yes.
Seen the show Lost. Okay, most of you, that's great. So we're gonna role play and simulate a super, super basic version of a team. And I want you all to take a second and read the slide. So here is the goal. Your goal is to survive. Duh. Imagine we're on a deserted island. How did you end up here? I don't know. So our goal is to survive. We're all going to work together, the 8 or 9 of us here. And here's the roles that we need to fill. Remember, goals, roles, these are roles and responsibilities. Who's going to catch the food? Who's going to be the cook? Who's going to be the fire starter? How do we make sure our water is clean? And eventually we want to get rescued, right? How do we get rescued and how do we get off this stinking island? So I want you to think about, I just listed a few roles: the cook, the food, the fire starter, the clean water. That is not all of the roles or responsibilities if you're on the deserted island. So that's the first question, is what other roles need to be on here for survival? Yeah. Well,
Who will recruit other athletes to join our team or other teams?
If you're on the deserted island, Timothy?
Huh?
Hopefully there's other athletes we can recruit. Yeah, we need more people to do all of these things. It may take 3 people to cook and 3 people to find help and 2 people to get clean water, right?
Yeah, yep.
What other roles are on here? If you're trying to survive on a deserted island, what other things do you need?
Ways to get there, and supplies that you will need to cook.
That's great. Austin, and then Devin, you want to go next?
I will. Well, if the I know I watched a lot of movies, but I'll shoot up the flame gun. I mean the flame. Sorry, Della, but I'll pop a firework with the red flames, and
yeah, the flares.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Nice.
Like a
and
flame.
one more. Yeah, flames.
Yeah.
And also I'll draw. I watch a lot of movies, so wanted the flames go up in the air with the red flames. And since I like to draw, I'll go in the sand and in big honking letters, I'll write the word help. And then on the other side, I'll write on the other side, help, I'm stranded for like maybe a few days. Can you get me off this island? So that's my answer.
Can you get me off this stinking island?
And
Yeah, to be honest, I was gonna say that too, Austin.
yeah,
Get me off this stinking island or
Island!
Devin, what was-
I didn't want to use no weapons.
I was gonna
so
say
that's why,
a fun way to actually communicate with someone like off the island. Like
yes, radio or
like a radio or something.
yeah,
Like or one or use one of those old timey truck radio stuff. Or like
Yep.
build your own radio thing.
and one thing that's great, Devin, you'll probably get off the island faster than me. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Like
One
to build
thing-
your own thing with a walkie-talkie or something and find stuff. Like if
Yes,
there's a plane that crashed on the island, you can build your own radio thing to help
Yeah.
communicate.
yep, or you could build a boat. With regards to the
Or a raft, like
yeah,
from the movie Castaway or something.
or
Make sure to go with the no sharks around.
oh
and stuff.
and also
Like a
make
safer way.
sure to make sure that if you see something, say something. If you see somebody starting a fire and you don't want them to start a fire, say something.
yep. And when you're thinking of these roles, when we move to the how, right? Goals, roles, procedures are the how. How are you going to decide who's going to do what? Is it someone's strength? Does someone already have the materials? Is it an opportunity for them to learn something new that they've never learned before? Is it an opportunity for you to teach so you refresh your own skills when you teach someone else, right? Let's move to number 3. How are you going to pass the time? You need to get to know each other and you're stuck on an island and you need to build strong bonds and build strong relationships. This is your new team. What are some ways you'll get to know each other?
Ask them what their name is and their favorite thing about being on the island.
Yeah, and one thing also I can, which is probably not on there, which is build a shelter. I mean, once you build a shelter with that person, then you'll get to know them a little better and find out what their interest is, and they'll, also, how to catch food and everything like that. I mean, that's one thing. You can also, send up smoke signals to pretty much alert passing airplanes or things like that.
Yeah.
How
And
do you send out smoke
Yeah.
smoke signals?
well, Timothy, it's imaginary. So I have them in my backpack.
Okay, all right, okay.
Austin, last one, and then Trenton, if you could pull back the slide with the triangle at the very beginning, that would be great. For those of you that have to go, feel free. Just 30 seconds more. Yeah, Austin, go for it.
I was going to say it's getting close to time, so.
Cool. So be thinking about, y'all, you're on teams with your sports, you're on athlete leadership councils, you're on teams at work. Believe it or not, with your family, that's a team too, right? And I want you to start thinking about where can you as a leader give a boost? Does your team need to clarify goals more? Does your team need to make clear roles and responsibilities? Who's going to cover for who does what? Or do you already have great goals and great roles, but the processes aren't that great? And how are you going to get to know each other? So Grippy model, that's it. Get a grip on your team's GRPI. And Trenton, 10 out of 10, good work today. Thanks everyone for your participation. Trenton and I will stick around to answer any questions or hang out. But Austin, I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you to Jonathan and Trent and to our audience. And you guys, each one of us did a good job. How about a round of applause for Trent and Jonathan?
Yay!
Thank you.
Thanks, yeah.
Awesome job. Great job, everybody. It was fun.
Great job, everyone. Tons of fun. I had a blast. I wish we could go longer than an hour. What are the next couple topics for August and September, Austin? You know?
So on July 19th, there is a resource fair, and it's gonna be a taste Tuesday where Mr. Garrett's gonna be cooking up the yummy food. So before you guys go off this call, I just want to let you guys know I'm gonna be drawing people's names for a $25 Jersey Mike's gift card. So if you guys all like Jersey Mike's, you can enter your name for a drawing and possibly receive your name might be drawing. I don't know who's gonna get it yet, but
I have been up me.
there's going to be a drawing for a $25 Jersey Mike's gift card.
So do Jersey Mike's do subs? Is that right, Austin? Or
there's going to be a Jersey Mike's gift card that you can win from the drawing. Yes.
So then, where is the nearest Jersey Mike's, Austin? Do you know?
I don't know where you live. 1 second, I'm gonna stop the video.
But y'all, I'm gonna jump off.